The year is 2025. Our world, once bustling with life and commerce, now lies in ruins. The vibrant cities that never slept are now ghost towns, silent and eerie. A cataclysmic event, long foretold yet tragically ignored, has brought us to this point. The warnings were there, but humanity chose to look the other way. This disaster has reshaped our very existence, altering the landscape and our way of life beyond recognition. Gone are the familiar sights of grocery stores, shopping malls, and online retailers. The places where we once gathered and shopped are now relics of a bygone era. The global economy, once a complex web of interconnected systems, has been reduced to rubble. The intricate networks that sustained our daily lives have crumbled. What was once a thriving marketplace is now a scene of widespread devastation. The remnants of our economic systems lie scattered, a stark reminder of what we've lost. But amidst the devastation, a spark of humanity endures. People, resilient and determined, continue to find ways to survive. Survivors emerge from the ashes, clinging to life and a glimmer of hope for the future. They search for supplies, rebuild communities, and hold on to the belief that better days will come. And in this new world, stripped bare of its former complexities, the fundamental principles of economics take on a stark and urgent significance. The basic act of bartering, once a simple transaction, now holds immense value. Communities come together, trading goods and services in a bid to survive. For at its core, economics is the study of how we, as individuals and communities, make choices in the face of scarcity. These choices are now more critical than ever, and never before has scarcity been so profound, so absolute. The resources we once took for granted are now the most sought-after treasures. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the very food that sustains us, all are now precious commodities, fought over and fiercely protected. In this harsh new reality, every drop of water, every morsel of food is a lifeline. In this post-apocalyptic world, every decision carries the weight of survival. The landscape is harsh and resources are scarce. Each choice can mean the difference between life and death. Gone are the days of impulse buys and frivolous spending. The once bustling shopping malls now stand as empty shells, a stark reminder of a world that once was. Consumers, faced with limited resources and an uncertain future, must become shrewd and calculating in their choices. Every item is scrutinized, every decision weighed carefully. The first law of survival is simple: prioritize basic needs. In this new world, the essentials are all that matter. Food, water, shelter, and security, these are the non-negotiables, the essential elements for sustaining life itself. Without these, survival is impossible. But with supplies dwindling and dangers lurking around every corner, how do survivors decide which needs to prioritize, and how much they are willing to sacrifice to meet them? The choices are never easy. This is where the concept of opportunity cost comes into play. Every decision has a trade-off, and every action has a consequence. Every choice we make means forgoing other potential choices. The stakes are high and the margin for error is slim. For a survivor with a single canteen of water, the decision to drink means forgoing the opportunity to trade it for food or medicine. Each decision is a gamble, a test of judgment and foresight. Before the world ended, a can of beans might have been a mundane pantry staple, easily overlooked. Now it represents a vital source of sustenance, its value amplified by its scarcity. This shift in perception highlights a key principle of economics utility. Utility refers to the satisfaction or usefulness we derive from consuming a good or service. In a world of abundance, utility can be difficult to quantify. We take for granted the ready availability of goods and services, forgetting their inherent value. But in the crucible of the apocalypse, utility becomes starkly apparent. A simple can of beans, once relegated to the back of the pantry, now holds the power to stave off hunger, to fuel a weary body, to provide hope for another day's survival. Its utility, once taken for granted, is now undeniable. While consumers grapple with scarcity and the allocation of limited resources, a new breed of producers emerges from the ashes. These are the resourceful and resilient individuals who understand that survival depends not just on consuming existing resources, but on creating new ones. No longer can we rely on the vast, interconnected networks of global production that once supplied our every need. Instead, we must turn to local solutions, to ingenuity and innovation to rebuild from the ground up. Farmers, once reliant on industrial agriculture, now cultivate small, sustainable gardens, carefully nurturing the seeds of a future harvest. Blacksmiths, utilizing salvaged scrap metal, forge tools and weapons, essential for both defense and rebuilding, and skilled craftspeople, drawing on generations of knowledge, fashion clothing, shelter, and other vital goods from whatever materials they can scavenge. Even in a world ravaged by disaster, the fundamental principles of production hold true. Producers, whether they are farmers cultivating crops or engineers restoring power grids, must contend with the costs associated with their endeavors. These costs can take many forms. Raw materials, once readily available, are now scarce and fiercely contested. Labor, in a world where every able-bodied individual is essential for survival, is a precious commodity. And the ever-present threat of danger, whether from raiders or natural disasters, adds a constant layer of risk and uncertainty to every endeavor. Yet despite these challenges, producers persevere, driven by a fundamental desire not just to survive, but to rebuild. For in this new world, the rewards of production are not measured solely in profits, but in the very survival of the community. Section 6, Sheltering Knowledge, the economics of underground bunkers. Before the apocalypse, underground bunkers were the realm of conspiracy theorists and doomsday preppers, a fringe obsession often met with ridicule. Now they stand as testaments to foresight and planning, offering a stark reminder that every economic decision, no matter how seemingly insignificant, carries with it the weight of potential consequences. The decision to invest in a bunker, to allocate precious resources towards its construction and maintenance, was a gamble, a hedge against an uncertain future. And for those who made that gamble, the payoff has been immeasurable. But bunkers are more than just physical shelters. They represent a repository of knowledge, a storehouse of tools, seeds, and other vital resources that may hold the key to rebuilding a shattered world. Section 7, Seeds of the Future, investing in food storage for a brighter tomorrow. In the immediate aftermath of disaster, the focus is understandably on survival, on securing the basic necessities of life. But as communities stabilize and a semblance of order emerges, attention must turn towards the future. Food storage, once a matter of personal preference or perhaps a response to natural disasters, takes on a new urgency in the post-apocalypse. It represents an investment in the future, a bulwark against the uncertainties of a world still reeling from catastrophe. By storing seeds, preserving harvests, and creating sustainable food systems, we not only ensure our own survival, but we lay the groundwork for future generations to thrive. We break the cycle of scarcity and dependence, creating a more resilient and equitable society. Section 8. Barter by the barrel market adaptation in a world without money. The collapse of the global financial system has rendered traditional currency all but meaningless. In its place, a new system of exchange has emerged, one built on the principles of bartering and mutual aid. Farmers trade fresh produce for tools and repairs. Doctors offer their services in exchange for food and shelter, and skilled artisans barter their crafts for essential goods and protection. This return to a more direct form of exchange, while seemingly primitive, fosters a sense of community and interdependence. It reminds us that we are all connected, that our survival depends on our ability to cooperate and support one another. Section 9. Lessons from the Ruins, Why Understanding Economics Matters More Than Ever. As the sun sets on this new and uncertain world, one thing is clear. The study of economics, once relegated to textbooks and classrooms, has taken on a profound and urgent significance. In the past, economics was often seen as a dry and theoretical subject, confined to the pages of academic journals and the minds of scholars. But now, in the wake of global upheaval, its principles are more relevant than ever. It is no longer an abstract academic pursuit, but a matter of life and death, of survival and renewal. The basic tenets of economics, such as resource allocation, scarcity and opportunity cost, are now playing out in real time, affecting the lives of every individual. Communities are learning to adapt, to make do with limited resources, and to find innovative solutions to unprecedented challenges. By understanding the fundamental principles of supply and demand, of costs and benefits, of the delicate balance between individual choices and collective well-being, we can navigate the challenges of this new world. These concepts are not just theoretical, they are the building blocks of our daily decisions, guiding us in how we trade, how we share, and how we rebuild. We can rebuild our communities, create sustainable systems, and ensure a brighter future for generations to come. The knowledge of economics empowers us to make informed decisions, to prioritize our needs, and to work together towards common goals. It teaches us the importance of cooperation, of planning for the long term, and of being resilient in the face of adversity. The apocalypse, while devastating, has provided us with a unique opportunity to re-examine our relationship with the world around us, to re-evaluate our priorities, and to build a more just and equitable society from the ashes of the old. It is a chance to learn from past mistakes, to create systems that are more inclusive and fair, and to ensure that we do not repeat the errors that led to our downfall. And in this endeavor, the lessons of economics will be our guide. They will help us understand the complexities of our new reality, to make sense of the chaos, and to find a path forward. By embracing these lessons, we can build a future that is not only sustainable but also just and equitable for all.